All right, guys, top of the morning, October 11th. Really big day for me because it is my best friend since I was 11 years old. He was 10. It's his birthday today, and I called him this morning. I was like, bro, you realize we've been calling each other for this long, wishing each other happy birthday. So it was really cool. We talked about cars, and that's a phone call I'll never miss. Now, there's a lot of phone calls I do miss, but when it comes to that one phone call to my best bro, I always give him a call. And so just wanted to start off with gratitude. Thank you guys for being here. There's a lot on my mind, especially as we're going to the end of the year. There's a lot of planning that should be done. This should be when you guys are really unpacking and you're writing and you're brain dumping and you're planning, you're prepping, preparing. You're looking at your systems, your operational efficiencies. You're looking at experiences that you want to have, trips that you want to go on, money that you'll need to be able to travel, to do the things that you need to do. Listen, you guys, if I can instill it in your mind right now to really, really start planning, that means when we turn the calendar, like you are ready and you are prepped and prepared. So I'm gonna ask you a series of questions today that are all in alignment with action because it is Action Friday. But before we get the show started, before we get the ball rolling, I'm going to turn it over to our dear friend, Ophi, aka Ophelia. And Ophelia is going to start us off with her sentiment for the morning. So, Ophelia Vargas, I'm going to turn the mic over to you. I'm going to have you take us out on the field on this beautiful Friday morning. So, Ophelia, no pressure at all, but hit them with the good stuff.
Well, good morning, everyone. I think I've been here maybe tops 20 seconds. And nevertheless, I'm going to just say the same thing I said to myself yesterday. Keep your promises. Just do what you said you're going to do. Consistency doesn't mean straight through. It means you go, you fall, you get back up. You go, you fall, you get back up. That's consistency, not a straight through. So get it done.
I love it. I love it. Well, it's good to see you. Yeah, 22 seconds on, and I instantly called on her. I'm sure she appreciates that. So, you guys, let's do this. I want to have a quick conversation, and I was reminded of something. I keep tons of notes here at my desk. I have, I've shared this before, tons of workbooks and tons of things that I have, events I've gone to. And there was a quote here that I saw that it reminded me of you guys and what we're doing here. And it says, create the life that you want. The life that you want and the life that you have is separated by the habits you are building today. And when I look at that and I look around this room and I see how much you guys have grown personally, professionally, emotionally, EQ levels have gone up, IQ levels have gone up. It's really tremendous to see from a coach's standpoint. But oftentimes you don't see how incredible you actually are, and you don't see everything that others see. And I thought that it would be a good opportunity. And I don't want to spend too much time here, but I would like to open up the room. And here's what I would like to open up the room with. I sat in a mastermind before, and there was, I think, 15 of us at the table. And in this booklet that they gave us, that was the handout for the event, it had a page. And on the top of the page, it had everybody's picture. So just imagine what we are doing here. You got everyone's faces. Well, on every single page, you had to write a little something about that person and then write it or pass it around. So every single person got to write something that they saw in that, one person, myself or Princess or whoever it was. And then at the end of it, you get your booklet back. And in your booklet was all the things that other people saw in you that you may have never seen in yourself, how people see that you are showing up. And I thought it was a really, really powerful exercise. And we'll probably do this in person when we do our in-person. But I wanted to open the floor up and exclude me, exclude Vernon. Like, I want you guys to share. Is there somebody on the call that you see routinely that is here right now that has really, really showed up in true keep it moving fashion in their business, in their life, in their health, in their relationships? Like, is there somebody that you have seen or has inspired you because of how they've kept it moving in their own business, life, career, relationships? And I want to give you a moment to give that person some praise, to give that person some flowers, to give that person a moment of edification while we're here, because that person might not see all the good things that you see in that person. Because why? They got their head down, they're grinding, they might not even come up for enough air, but they're just plugging along. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to open up to you guys. And then there's no pressure on this one. but my hope is that some hands go up. And here's the thought. Is there somebody on this call today that you have seen throughout our time together that has truly kept it moving towards their dreams, goals, vision, experiences, health, life, family, all the things that you want to give a couple flowers while we're here? And so I wanted to open up the room today, and please don't leave me hanging, or else it would just be an empty thought, but it's okay. Not everything lands. But I would love for you guys to tell somebody else what you see in them. So we're going to start out there. You guys cool with this messaging? We're going to start out here, and then we're going to get in right into some action, you guys. So I got 3 people. I'd love to get 5. So if you guys have something for somebody, it could be a new person, could be a veteran, or it could be somebody that said something a week ago that really stood out to you. So I'm going to start it out with Blessing. We'll go Ophelia, we'll go Cynthia, and then if anybody else has a contribution. And once again, how have you seen this person keep it moving in their dreams, goals, vision, life, business, health, and relationships? Blessing, let's go.
So I'm going to ask if I can do 2.
Yes.
Okay. I'm so inspired by just this person's journey and the way that they show up, and they show up so big in every aspect of their life, and they're so open. Brandy has been just such a force to watch with everything that she does, like through studying in her closet, through having the kiddos around, through just absolutely killing it from the moment she shows up on screen and being so willing to share in everything that she does. I just wanted to recognize her because I know from conversations that sometimes she just feels like she's just doing what she does. And that is what we all do. We just show up as we show up. But Brandy, you've been such a freaking inspiration. Like, I'm so, so proud of your journey. I'm so proud to know you. I'm so proud to be in business with you. Like, girl. And then the other one who's going to make me cry, hates to be put on the spot. I know it. Ophelia, just the consistency and the way that your heart shows through in your business, the way that you share, the way that we can pick up the phone at 8:30 at night and have what's supposed to be a 5-minute conversation, but cover business, cover life, and be there to support each other. You don't know how like that shows up, and I know that other people see that in you, and I know that you don't, and I have to tell you, and I can see you, and I can see you trying to prepare, but you are one of the most authentic women I've ever met, and I'm so honored to know you.
Wow. And you guys, if you're just tuning in, I'm opening up the mic for a second for us to be able to share with somebody else that is on this call, that routinely comes to these calls, that you have seen truly keep it moving towards their dreams, their goals, their vision, relationship, health, all things relationship, right? This is our opportunity. And it's a great opportunity for you to hear what other people see in you. And here's why. I want you to remind yourself of this. The days when it's a struggle, when it's a kick in the teeth, when it's like, oh my God, nothing is working, know that it is working. And people see this true light that you are, even when it's hard for you to see that. Blessing, what a heartfelt message that was. Truly, truly appreciate that. I'm sure Ophelia appreciates that. Next up, it was Ophelia. So Ophelia, go ahead and share your contributions with the group.
Thank you. Blessing. That's, oh goodness. Not prepared. I'm like, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry. And I'm, here I am. But there are just so many people on this call, on this team that I can name, honestly. But this week, there's 2 people that I've talked to and that really highlight in 2 different ways. And I'll say quickly, it's Kelly, because I've had talks with her. I've really have had a lot of exchanges with her, and I've seen her explosive growth. But what really it is that she sowed the seeds. And for the very longest time, she didn't see it, but she's I mean, I see her and I talk to her and I know her a little bit, her little story, but just her tenacity has been inspiring. And then all of a sudden, it just rolls out. I'm a listing agent now. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. And I'm proud of you. And the second person is Princess, because her courageousness, her showing up and doing it is inspiring too. It's the small steps. It's the small, when you face fear, no matter how big or how small it is, when you face it and you head on, then you're on the other side of fear, on that particular obstacle, that particular challenge, but you're on the other side of fear. And that's how you gain that confidence. And you look back and you're like, I did that. No matter how big or how small it is, I did that. No one else did it. You did that. And so these two women have shown a lot of courageous. And then I'm going to have to say blessing, because my God, I'm very inspired by you too, just because you're a single mom and you're hella doing it, dude. And that's why it touched my heart so much, because game recognized game. Well, I'm not a single mom, but I'm just saying. Go
So
ahead.
recognizes game, but I love this shout out. I love the words of encouragement, words of inspiration. I've seen it with Blessing, obviously, or excuse me, Princess and Blessing, but Princess accomplished, intensity. She went through the fire, and, we've just seen her show up in a huge way. I got a text message from Kelly yesterday that says, I got another listing. And then later on, she said, I also submitted a Zillow offer again today. Let's hope this one gets accepted, right? Brand new agent. She hasn't been here for longer than, I think, a year still. She's still new, right? And so I appreciate that shout out. Let's go, Cynthia. Then we'll end with Brianna. And I really think that this exercise is going to have some legs. We'll do more of this, but we'll do this in person. So Cynthia Jackson, let's hear from you. Who's somebody that you've seen keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, vision, life, health, and all things business and relationships. Let's go.
Okay, so the person that inspires me is Melody. And I've been here, well, I remember when she talked about how she reached out to family members. I mean, because she's doing her thing professionally for certain, but how she reached out to family members, and in doing so, she's established relationships with them to discover she had a family member that does the same thing that she does. And I think that she shows up all the time in her magnificent way. And so she's the person that I'm shouting out today.
Man, I love this. I love this. And the things that we see in others, like I said, it might not be the things that they see in them, but allow it to serve as a reminder to you when the shit gets tough, because we're all going through tough times. All right. Nobody is free of tough times in this business. And if someone wants to front and say that they are not having tough times, then they are just better at hiding it than you are, which that's going to surface somewhere else in their life. And so, Cynthia, I appreciate you sharing that. And shout out to Mel. I don't know if she's on the line. I haven't seen her on the line yet, but great stuff. Thanks for being here. Ophelia, if you can mute yourself, let's go over to Brianna Tejeda. Cynthia, I appreciate that that contribution. Let's go, Brianna, aka Chicken Mom.
And hopefully I don't cry, but I might cry, because it would be Brandy and Blessing. And part of that is because I see them as single moms and just pushing, and they pour into everyone. Don't ask for anything. I mean, me and Brandy are like this in business, and we're getting closer and closer personally. Like, I love her. She is an inspiration. And Blessing, every time I see her, she just has such positivity when she's on the calls, like going out and volunteering the other day. Like, all of those things just fill my heart. And they are amazing women. And being a single parent is not for the weak. So to run a business and do it, I see y'all. See you.
I love it. And listen, you guys, I always say that being here and being a part of this organization, coaching, being a part of Fast Real Estate, it's not just being a part of the team and being with a brokerage. I mean, you can go to any brokerage, let's be real. But I think that that's what's most important here is the community, the sisterhood, the brotherhood, this sense of camaraderie, this partnership, and like friendships, right? Friendships. And I think that keeps us all really, really connected. And it allows to open up doors to markets that we may not have served, clients that we may not have met. And so, and then being able to have that go-to person. Hey, what's up? How you doing? Let's go grab some lunch. Let's talk about our business. Let's hang out, like whatever. And so I've seen that time and time again, and it's been a really beautiful thing. So Brianna, couldn't agree more. Let's go to the gentleman. Let's go to Cortez, and then we'll end with Patrick. Good to see you guys raising your hand. I was hoping my guys was going to get involved in the conversation. Let's go, Cortez.
I want to give a shout out to Chris Edwards. He's been through a lot here, and the thing about it is he hasn't quit. I actually seen he just got in contract, so that was good to see.
And hold on, Cortez. Chris Edwards actually just joined the room right now. So you want to start from the top really quick so he knows that we're talking about him?
Okay, for sure. Yeah, I want to give a shout out to Chris Edwards because I seen like his growth over the year. I know he went through like a tragedy with him and his daughter, and I'm proud of him. I know he stopped smoking, so that's like something for his health. So I'm super proud of that. And I just want to give him his flowers right now since we got the opportunity.
Man, hey, Chris, he's giving you a shout out, man. We're just doing a quick little roundtable of people that we have seen truly keep it moving in their life towards their dreams, their goals, their visions, relationship, business, health, and everything in between. And so Cortez, give you a huge shout out. I just saw you join the room, so I just want to make sure that you got that message. Let's go to you, Patrick and Cortez. I appreciate the heartfelt message.
Appreciate you, Clee. It's all good.
Good morning, guys. Good morning. I'm loving the vibe this morning, y'all. I'm loving it. But just quick shout out to Luis. I've actually never met him person to person, but this guy reached out to me looking for an accountability partner, and he actually sat down in a couple of my buyers' consult. Always hears texting, trying to learn. Hey, do you have some scripts? Whatever do you want to role play? Hey, do you have some time tonight? And mind you, he works from 7 to 4 every day, and he has calls, and he said he does calls at 7:30 to 8:30 p.m. to end his day. So like I just love the group he's going on, and I love the initiative. So big ups to you, Luis, man. And I hope to see you in Daly City office soon, brother.
I love it. I love it, you guys. Listen, the most powerful thing that I can do as a coach and as a leader is develop more leaders in this environment, right? For you guys to be able to go out, to lead your own groups, to speak on different stages, to be able to build a business by design, build a lifestyle by design. That is the biggest thing that I can do for you guys. And so I am inspired by everything that you guys are able to accomplish. What I'm not inspired by is I'm not inspired by the people that just drag their feet and make excuses. I'm not inspired by that. That to me is just bullshit. It's like, what are you actually doing, and why aren't you just taking charge of your own life? And so the best thing that I could do for you as a coach and as a leader is just put a wall up between you and your excuses. If you come to me with them, I don't want to hear it. I'm the wrong person, right? I love you enough and I care about you enough to not hear any of that bullshit. I'm just not going to do it. And so what I've seen is this emergence of leaders, and I've seen this emergence of creators, emergence of, coaches in our own environment. And so it's been really, really, really beautiful to see. And so I just am going to send a huge blanket message to everybody. Thank you to everybody that continues to show up and that truly, truly captures the essence of keeping it moving towards their dreams, goals, and vision. And you know exactly who you are. You know exactly what you're doing. So I just want to tell you that I see you. I appreciate you. Let's go, Blessing. And then I want to get Mel and Princess on deck. So Blessing, let's go to you.
And really quickly, because I just saw their camera, have to shout out Demian. Yesterday, the food, first of all, they know him. Oh, you're with D, just go right in. He's there so consistently. The way that he shows up for us in this room is exactly how he shows up there. And it's everything that we're talking about. So Demian and baby girl, see you in the corner. Just you have been the epitome of consistency, whether you want to or not, and your work it till it works truly does speak for who you are. So just had to add that extra. And there's so many others. I realize how full the room is, and there are so many others that do deserve their flowers. So I'm going to encourage everyone that if you didn't get a chance to say it on the call, to shoot that person a text, send the video message, because you never know who also needs to hear that.
That's right. That's right. You guys, you don't have to be in a leadership role. You don't have to be me to call somebody and be like, Jessica, what's up? Ariel, what's up? I saw that last video. That shit was fire. And I see you out there doing your thing. Congrats. Right? Like those small messages or that text message or a quick video saying, hey, Patrick, dude, I appreciate everything that you're doing with Follow Up Boss. And I love what you did on the conversion clinic yesterday. Thanks for pouring into us, man. We see you. I promise you, those types of messages mean the world to other people. And so after this call, months, weeks, years, it doesn't matter. Tell the people that you see them and you appreciate all that they do. Let's go really quick to Mel and let's go really quick to Princess. Mel, when you hear the people, what they see in you, tell us a little bit about your thoughts on that, and same with Princess, and then we'll continue cruising on.
I don't have my camera on because I'm on a walk with the baby, but thank you so much to Cynthia for just, saying those kind words. I really appreciate it. And I didn't even know that little segment of me calling family and friends even made any impact on anyone. So it's really nice to hear that. And it's very humbling. I know this is going to kind of sound a little cliche, but I believe that I'm inspired by all of you, the newbies, the veterans. I mean, the fact that we all just have this hive mentality where we're willing to come together 3 times a week and share our thoughts and collaborate and be vulnerable and committed to these calls. I just think that that's, it's super special. And this is a sacred space to me. And yes, it's Uncle Elias. I know. And I'm just very inspired by all of you and definitely super grateful for just this community that we have.
Love it. Well, I appreciate you. Thanks for your contributions. Tell the baby we all said hello. Let's go to Princess. Princess, relatively new in the game, right? And you got people that see you and are inspired by the movement that you've created in your own business and life. So tell us how that lands for you.
Okay. Look, I'm trying not to get emotional. Because this week has been rough for me. Those that I've talked to, thank you for the support. It's been hard. But being on this team and just having the support that everyone gives, each and every person somehow affects everyone. When everybody talks, it's just something about something that someone says, it always just hits a spot, at least for me. But knowing that I had a buyer's consultation yesterday, and the biggest feedback that I got from my buyer was, I feel like I'm going to be taken care of. And knowing that feeling that she got, I know it's because of what we've gone through, everything that we've trained, everything that we've put in, the time, the energy, like that's what we're giving off to our clients. And so I'm just super grateful for having this team, because there's times where I feel like I'm not able to do it, but to know that everyone can see that in me, I'm just super grateful. So it's fighting the tears, but yes, thank you so much.
Man, I absolutely love this. You guys, that was the goal of this exercise, is I just want you guys to hear it. Obviously, I'm always going to give you guys your praise, but I want you to understand how you were viewed by others in this industry, how they see you as moms, as fathers, as contributors, as leaders, as creators, as community builders. I want you to really understand how important that is and how important you are to others. So the times when you're going through the core of the shit in this business, right? And listen, Princess, it's tough on all of us, right? It's hard on all of us, right? But good thing we have each other. Good thing we have each other. So great stuff, you guys. Vernon, I want to go over to you, big dog. Any thoughts, any contributions on the topic? I know you just took yourself off camera. Any thoughts, contributions on the topic?
Yes. Sorry, I'm trying to get home from the gym this morning, but got a late start. But yes, I'm just happy. Man, I'm just proud of everyone on the screen and everyone that raised their hand to contribute, and those that didn't, that had a contribution. Just super proud of you guys. This is super encouraging. This is moving the needle. And so my encouragement is to keep pushing no matter what the obstacle, put your foot on the gas, drive through the wall. And I hope that the sentiment that people received from others in this call is really inspiring you. I hope that you are accepting this, letting it land in your inner being, because that is a reflection of who you are from someone who is watching you. It's not the reflection of yourself, what you think of yourself, because oftentimes we are our own worst critic. But when you hear someone else praising you, someone giving you accolades, or someone speaking to the attributes that you are manifesting on a daily basis, take that and hold that dear and use that as fuel as you keep pushing. That's all I got, Coach.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful messaging. So I'm going to share this with you guys. I'm going to just do some quick writing. Now, obviously, this is not going to be perfect, but I think that we all start out at similar places. And so let's say here, where the X is the starting ground. And what we experienced, somebody else wrote something on my screen. Somebody else is writing on my screen. Can you stop doing that? Let me erase all that. Let me erase all this. All right, let me go back to my pen. Please don't write. If you have access to write, I don't know how that happened. All right, we all start out here. Who's writing on the screen? Can you stop doing that? I'm trying to do something here. I'm trying to make a point here. All right, if it happens again, I'm just going to stop doing it. All right. We all start here. Patrick, if it's you, brother, leave. No, I'm just kidding. All right, we all start out. Can somebody get out of the whiteboard?
You know what I think is happening? I tried to move the screen. I thought I was.
Listen,
and
don't do anything.
Now I don't know who it is, but I think what's happening is I think everyone has access to it. For some reason.
Don't touch your screen right now. I'm trying to make a point here. Please, nobody touch their screen, move anything. All right. We all start here at the X. All right. And what happens is that we all climb this journey, and it's fun and it's great. And I feel good. And man, I got a lot of momentum. Well, sometimes we hit this little curve, right? And what happens is that, man, it's a struggle. I haven't gotten a contract. Fuck, when's this going to happen? Oh my God, these videos aren't working. Whatever's going on, right? It hasn't panned out. And we get to this point here. And we get to this point here where some people are not able to make it. They're not able to fight through that because they said that that was the tipping point for them in their career, when it got the hardest, when they didn't see the escrow, when the videos weren't working, when nobody was saying yes to whatever they were offering. They said, no way, no how. And I am now going to leave this business. But I promise you, the people that have gone through that adversity, that start to climb, that realize that, you know what? I'm going to keep fighting. I'm going to keep trekking. I got miles and miles to go. And as hard as it is, I'm going to keep on going. This right here is where the money is. This right here is where the success is. This right here is where the personal internal growth is. The bottom part right here, this is make it or break it, you guys. This is make it or break it. So you all have a choice. We're all going through tough times. You are all going to get to the point where you're going to be like, oh my God, is this business going to make me or break me? That's when you say, you know what? I'm ready and I'm going to keep climbing. And I know that there's something powerful right down the road. I know that one of my videos is going to take off. I know that one of these people that I meet at an open house is going to say, yes, I am thinking about writing an offer on that home. That's going to happen. But if you allow yourself to get trapped at the bottom of the J curve, then nothing powerful is going to happen. So the message to all of you guys is to fight through adversity, because when you fight through adversity, that's when you find the heights of greatness in this business. I have been dealt so many bad cards in business. I have dealt with so much adversity. I came to this company from a company that closed down. Think about that. I had a child. I had a salary. I had benefits. I had 401k. And I came to this company with nothing. All I knew was Kenny. That's all I knew. I knew Kenny. And I said, I'm going to take a leap of faith because I believe it. And was it hard? Kenny couldn't pay me. All these things, right? Like, oh, you could have these things that are called downlines and rev share. I'm like, well, fuck. I don't get a paycheck until they start closing deals. And when they do, I got a small paycheck. But it's okay because I believe. right? And I'm going to keep on working, and I'm going to keep on working. I'm going to keep on working. And here we are 5 years later. So we're all going to go through challenges. They're all going to be similar. Maybe one's more extreme, whatever the case is. We're all going to hit that bottom part of the J curve. But it's how you respond from that point on is what's going to determine your success in this business. Does that make sense, everybody? Can I get an amen, everybody?
It
Hallelujah,
absolutely
whatever
does.
you say.
Amen.
Absolutely.
Good.
Amen.
Good. Let's continue cruising on, you guys. I have a question for you. I need you to do some writing. I'm going to go right into action. And then Chris B, I will come to you in just a little bit. I want to ask you guys, and I want you to get clear on this. I want you to write yourself or write this question and answer this question. What is a challenge you need support with right now? And just be clear, like be honest with yourself, be real with yourself. A challenge that I need help with or support with right now is that I don't know what to do for videos. A challenge I have right now is I don't know how to use my follow-up boss. A challenge that I have right now is I get too distracted because I have ADD and I have a squirrel mentality, right? A biggest challenge I have right now is being comfortable talking to a consumer when the objections get very, very intense. A challenge that I need help with is organizing my processes and systems so I don't, every time it's on the fly and I'm trying to do this and write everything from scratch. A challenge that I'm faced with right now is that I have zero automation in my business, right? A challenge that I'm faced with right now is that I feel uncomfortable getting on camera. Whatever that challenge is, you guys, I want you to write your challenge down. And then I want you to say, now that we know what it is, what the challenge is, who can help you get in front of this challenge and work towards a solution? I don't want to fucking hear about the challenge over and over again. I don't want to get into the end of Q2, Q1 of 2025, and you're still telling me, I don't know how to use Instagram. The fuck? How much time are you spending in the app trying to actually do things, practice things, post things, do a story, look at YouTube, ask a friend? Are you still talking about, I have a challenge, or do you have a solution? Do you have a solution? So who is the person that can help you with that challenge? And what is the deadline? You see, what happens is that we all talk about challenges that we're facing in this industry. We all talk about the things that are slowing us down in our business, but what we're not doing is putting the challenge on our calendar of a deadline of when I'm going to commit to fixing it. The deadline is the solution date. By this date, I am going to call Patrick, call Vernon, call Blessing, call whoever the fuck it is to help me get over this challenge that I'm facing right now. I'm going to schedule a one-on-one coaching session with Elias until I feel that I no longer need that challenge, that support for that challenge. You guys all have the ability to do so. And don't book on my calendar if you're not ready to do the work. Promise you. You get on a coaching call with me, we're going to do some work. But don't book that call if you're going to come to me with excuses and you're not ready to face that challenge head on. So first and foremost, once again, a challenge that you need support with right now. What it is already defined and determined. Who is the person that can help you? Or let's go a little bit further. Is there additional platforms such as a follow-up boss training? Is there somebody in that, ecosystem of Real Scout or whatever? Who's the person that can help you? But most importantly, you have to create some pressure. A deadline creates pressure, and it tells me I've identified what the challenge is in my business. And now I'm going to put some pressure. I have the right people. I have the right resources. I have the right, I got the plug. And now I'm going to give myself a deadline. I am not going into 2025 carrying this bullshit ass baggage that I've been carrying along with the challenge that I know that I have the ability to overcome. And if I don't, I know I have the people, the tools, and the resources to overcome it. And if you're not overcoming it, that's on you. That's on you. Anybody have any thoughts, contributions on this really quick before I go any further? I saw some stuff in the chat here. I don't know when this was put here. You make the decision where your bottom line is and the curve shifts. Okay, good. I love this. Love my community. Okay, cool. Anybody have any contributions or any thoughts on that very first question of a challenge that you need support with? Let's go, Blessing.
This is really good because one of the conversations that I've been having with Molly in the office when she comes in is, and I wrote it down, I had to make sure that I wrote it down on this month, that my business, I have bottlenecks at certain points that create overwhelming anxiety. And I'm so aware of it that if I don't fix them before the end, I'm giving myself to the end of the month to get my lead to contract flow, those checklists, like the different things I do when I get like my online leads, when I have a showing and they're not ready to commit. Like I want that whole checklist and that whole flow, because especially being busy, but also having anxiety and all the squirrel moments. If I don't know where they're going next, that's what's creating the pressure. And that's not the type of pressure that's going to create the diamond. That's going to create the dust. So what am I doing to to create the flow so that person flows through my process and I don't have to think about it as much? Because if I start thinking about anything more than I need to, I become paralyzed. And I've written a book on what I'm thinking about versus the action. So the flow is critical to my business right now. And that's the biggest challenge that that's the biggest challenge that I'm tackling this month.
Perfect. So here's what she did. She has stated what the challenge is. She stated, a deadline of when she's going to overcome this. And now we all face similar challenges. If you guys are on the call right now and say, I have a process, I have templates that are built, I have a 10-step when you're in escrow, once they remove a contingency, I send this video. Once we do the VOP, I send this video. Once we clear to close, I do this. Like if you have that system built out, then call Blessing and say, hey, I got you. I got some things that are going to help you. But what I want you to do is I want you to think of your presentation and think of everything that you do with your consumer. And I just want you to think in moments, right? I want you to think in moments. When I make my phone call and I book for an appointment, what do I do right then, right? How can I think about that moment? The moment I get to an appointment, what do I do in that moment? How do I structure my showings? What do I talk about? What do I bring? As soon as I'm done with the showing, what do I do right after? As soon as the client is ready to say, I would like to write an offer on that, what do I do? What is the moment there? And if you just think about your entire flow with the consumer and you think in moments, it's going to allow you to compartmentalize it. And now when you're writing this all out, you're like, oh, there's an area where I need a little bit of help. There's an area where I'm doing the same thing over and over again that perhaps I need to automate, create a template, put a video into Mixmax or into Follow Up Boss so I don't have to say the same thing over and over and over again. It's a blessing. I love that you've identified the challenge. Let's go to the next one. What is the best thing that you've implemented this year? And I don't care if you're 2 months in, 3 months in, a year in, what is the best thing that you have implemented this year? Why is that the best thing? And how has it impacted your life or business? Okay, let me repeat myself for the people on the back of the screen. What is the best thing that you've implemented this year? Why is that the best thing? And how has it impacted your business or life? Right? So, I want to hear from you guys if you have some contributions on that. And I'll personally share myself. One of the best things that I've done this year is use Shiloh AI. Shiloh AI is a new tool. You guys know that what we're doing with it allows us to store all of your guys' calls. That's been one of the best things that I have implemented this year. There's been others, but that in itself has been one of the best things that I've implemented this year. And the impact on the business is it allows you to go deeper on how you're actually communicating with your consumers. And when I can impact that, and you can see the light of what you can do better, that means that you are going to book more appointments. And what does that mean for you? You are going to make more money. All I want to do is see your receipts, and the receipts is you book more appointments, you got more contracts. Patrick, let's go to you. And anybody else wants to throw their hand up and has a contribution, let's go, Patrick.
Yeah. I was gonna say, doing one-on-ones with you definitely, that was a massive shift in my business and my character as well. Definitely, I feel less anxious on my day-to-day business. I feel like I can procure more leads. But all in all, that was the biggest shift. And one other thing that I definitely changed that I noticed had a good effect on my business is differentiating. Like before, I would have this persona as a professional. I'm a realtor, I'm a professional guy, blah blah, I'm Patrick. But now I had to shift that mindset to, I'm Patrick, who also happens to be a realtor. So getting to know me first versus kind of being too salesy, right? Like, hey, this is just a transaction. Like, no, hey, my name is Pat. Oh, I love dogs as well. Oh my gosh, it's nice to meet you. Let's talk about the house though, something like that. That's the biggest shift that in my head that happened.
God, I love this because all of you we're people first, right? And if you guys know anything about me, you guys know that Silas, Kai, Larissa, that I love music, I love my morning routines, I love coffee, but I also love this business. I love helping you out. I love building. I love, contributing. Like that's part of who I am, but part of who I am. And so a consumer needs to identify with you on a very human level. And Patrick, I'm so glad that you're there. And listen, you guys, if you need some help, like I'm always going to be here for you. Patrick, every single week, just books a one-on-one with me. And we've gone full tilt in his business. And listen, I want Vernon to drop the recording from his conversion clinic yesterday. Patrick put that group of people that were on that call on game of how he's maximizing his follow-up boss, how he's structuring and organizing and recapping, and videos that was next level, you guys, absolutely next level. So Vernon, if you can drop that recording down below, but listen, all that didn't come from him coaching. He had already done all that framework, but it's kind of like maintenance, oil check every single week. Oh, change that a little bit, turn that up, tighten that up a little bit. But he had already had all these things built. And so Vernon, if you could drop that down below, that would be incredible. Let's go to D Bledsoe. D Bledsoe, thoughts, contributions on the conversation thus far?
Yeah, I've said it before, but Real Scout and using it continuously has helped. Like 3 of my closings this year came from past clients that I put in the Real Scout, and they just kept getting updates either on property values or on other properties, and they came back around just simply off of getting those Real Scout alerts. And then the community highlights help a lot too. In terms of the engagements, like I have way more people talking to me and considering me now for real estate purposes because I've mixed it up. I made it a little more interesting by bringing in other people from the community and talking to these different people. Now it's getting a different type of reach, and it hasn't exactly turned out to a lot of closings, but it's a lot more conversations surrounding real estate now than I've had from the social media medium. So.
All right, so let me ask you a quick question, Damian. Damian, do you have a weekly newsletter?
I don't have a weekly newsletter.
All right, so here's what I would do, and here's what I recommend. Since you're so entrenched in the community, you're creating tons of content, you know about what's going on, you're an avid reader, like I think that would be the makeup of a really good newsletter. And so my challenge to you is to put it on a deadline, put a deadline on your calendar of when you're going to launch your newsletter. Take the video that you post on social media, put it in there. Take that video, send it to allright.ai, let AI create an article for you that you then plug into your newsletter. Put your food bank stuff in there, best reads, what am I reading, what are my kids reading, and put that in. And also, here's a little information about the real estate market and what's happening in the San Francisco Bay Area. Work until it works newsletter comes out every single Monday. Bro,
you just simplified what I've been complicating for a long ass time. I always hear you guys talking about newsletters, and I'm like, man, I don't have the bandwidth. But I mean, that simplified it.
Dude, it's simple. And then as you grow, then yeah, add more components to that. But I personally, I would open that email. I would look at that newsletter, right? And so because it's so human, it's so community, and you're sharing, and then it's punctuated with the real estate stuff. So Damian, contact RVA, request a framework of the newsletter. You can use my template, you can use various different templates. They'll send it to you. All you have to do is plug in the asset. It's so easy, man. Don't overthink it. If you need help, get on my calendar. I'll walk you through that. But that question was, What is the best thing you've implemented this year? Why and how has it impacted your business? Love that contribution. Love your contribution, Patrick. And I have one more for you guys. When you're looking at the road ahead, what are a priority action items, right? What are a priority action items? And we're going to talk about this in business planning as well next month. But when you look at your action items that are A priorities, so there's a lot of shit that are B and C priorities that don't need as much of your attention. What are the A priorities? And maybe the A priority is every single lead that you meet goes into Follow-Up Boss, you tag them Real Scout, and then you go into Real Scout and you set up their parameters. The consumer is not doing that on their own. Stop putting someone in Follow-Up Boss, tagging them Real Scout, crossing your fingers and hoping you're going to see the analytics. It's not how it works. You have to go in there and you have to let the consumer know, I'm going to fix a problem for you. The problem is searching online for homes gets a little chaotic. It's a little unorganized. You're probably screenshotting. You're probably sending it to your husband. You're probably laying in bed like, oh, babe, did you see this one? Did you see that one? Does that ever happen? I know it happens. So I'm going to make it easy for you. Hook you up with this thing called Real Scout. So that's the cadence. Now, for you as a realtor, you check it every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. What you're looking for is you're looking for activity, consumer activity, consumer behavior that you then act accordingly to their behaviors. Effective situational prospecting. That means that you are thinking like the consumer because you can see all their analytics because you've met so many people, you've plugged them into Real Scout because it fixes a problem. And now what you do is you act like Amazon and you continuously send them back to looking at homes. Hey, Tom, I noticed that you looked at 123 Main Street. 127 and 128 just hit the market. I'm setting up tours for Saturday and Sunday. Where do you want to start? Right? Hey, Tom, I know that you said you want to wait for 6 months, but you just saved 127 Main Street. You want to go take a look at it just to see how it feels, the neighborhood? I'm setting up tours for Saturday and Sunday. What day you want to go? So you respond to the behavior of the consumer and you prospect to the behavior of the consumer. Real Scout should be a non-negotiable as we're thinking about what are we looking at that are a priority action items that I need to take care of. And what are the deadlines for these things, right? What are the deadlines for these things? I'm going to get everyone into my Follow-Up Boss. I'm going to do this. My 8 priorities is to make sure that I have a constant cadence of 3 reels a week, 10 stories a day, 5 DMs a day. What do you need to do to make sure that you are in that flow? How many videos are you saving? How many ideas are you saving? How much how much music are you saving when you're laying in bed and you're watching videos and you're just scrolling until you fall asleep and the phone hits your fucking face? Like, what are you doing in that time? Are you saving the audio? Are you saving the videos? You'll be like, wow, I really want to recreate that, right? I want to do that. I want to use that music. I want to use that because I feel like I can jack that or repurpose that in a way that would serve my audience, right? And so think about that and start saying, what am I looking at in the road ahead? What are my A priority action items, and what are the deadlines to make sure that I'm getting in front of these things, you guys? Everything should have a deadline. No more of, oh, I'm going to do that. Elias, I need to work on my systems. What? How long have you been wanting to work on your systems? But if you just have it out in the air and there's no condensed time frame, then it's just going to remain a thought and it's not a priority. So if you know things that are a priority in your business and you know who can help you, you know what can help you, you know what resources can help you, give yourself a deadline and say, I am committed to this deadline. Because when you create that deadline, it shortens that distance. And when you create that deadline, it creates tension and pressure, right? That's why sports have a timer, right? You have 4 quarters. Why do you think people turn up the intensity in the 4th quarter of the game? We got to win this shit. We're behind. We all have the end result is to win. So I want to give you guys that thought to say, you know what? This is planning season. Let's go back to these questions. I'm going to turn it over to you guys for takeaways. A challenge you need support with. Who can help you? What is the deadline? What is the best thing that you've implemented this year? Why? How has it impacted your business? And to go further on that, how can you take that even further in 2025? And last but not least, when you're looking at the road ahead, what are the A priority action items and what is the deadline for you to put those in place and get those implemented in your business? I'm going to stop there. I'm going to go to the room. I'm going to ask you guys for some key takeaways from our time together today. Let's go, Oliver. Key takeaway from our time together. I'll go Ariel. You'll be next. And then Jessica Segura Hernandez. Let's go, Oliver.
Yeah, first and foremost, I'm just loving, being in this group and everything because you guys are contagious. Your energy and everything it's awesome, so I'm definitely glad that I'm here. Another key takeaway, challenges that I'm going to put a deadline on is going to be my listing presentation. I need that to go a little bit smoother for myself. And priorities, like I always said, I'm committed to doing 3 reels a week. So doing that, I have to, survey my market and just be on top of everything.
All right, cool. I love this. Oliver, let me ask you a question. Are you open for business right now?
Yes.
All right. Would you take a $1.5 million listing in Roanoke Park tomorrow?
Yes.
So since you know that you're open for business, you are prospecting, you're putting videos out there that are going to get people to raise their hand, that listing presentation is top priority. So that means that needs to have a deadline of you practicing. Even if your family thinks you're crazy, you're talking out loud, you're whiteboarding, whatever it is, to make sure that you can capitalize on those lead opportunities because you're doing all the prospecting. You're opening the door, your business is open, that shit's coming to you. We want to be prepared and capitalize on that. So Oliver, really, really great contribution. Appreciate you, big dog. Let's go, Ariel. Ariel, key takeaways from our time together today.
I think that I'm still having a challenge getting on camera, so I think I need to kind of push myself in some content creation. I think setting deadlines is definitely something that I need to start implementing on some of the smaller steps in launching my real estate career. I have been doing some background work. I found some really cool tools, so I think I'm getting more comfortable getting on camera. But that is definitely a personal challenge for me that I think I'm making some headway on.
All right. So I have a challenge for you. I have a challenge for you to create a reel by 6 o'clock tonight and tag me in the reel. I don't care what it is about. You can talk to me about the state of the market, what you believe is the reason why you joined Team Fast, why you're excited about the road ahead. Hey, I'm Ariel. I'm here to serve you. I not only sell homes, but I'm a master in Airbnbs, whatever it is. Tag me, do that by 6 o'clock tonight. So you want some pressure? You want a deadline? Let's do that today. Today.
I had plans to go to the office today, so I'll try to get in the booth.
Or even if it's not in the booth, fuck it. Just do it from here.
Okay.
Some of my best content has been from this little guy here and this little mic right here. That's it. Okay. I appreciate you. Let's go, Jessica Segura Hernandez. Let's go. Key takeaways from our time together today.
A key takeaway is implementing a deadline. So I know that I'm having some challenges with uploading reels and I know what I need to do. I just haven't implemented that deadline.
Yeah, everything, you guys, everything, because you got to put that pressure. Because I know you guys, I believe that you guys perform well under pressure. That's who we are as human beings. I think we're wired for pressure in our life, and this is instinctual with who we are as human beings. We're wired for pressure. So I want you guys to apply that pressure. I want you guys to be clear, and I'm getting you guys all prepared because we're going to do business planning next month. When I set out the RSVP for business planning, every single person that RSVPs for business planning, if you have production, you guys are going to get your production number sent to you. So when you're planning for 2025 and you're thinking about, okay, I want to do 10% more, I want to do 20% more, you'll already have your numbers, your GCI, your units. That way you can have some reflection on those numbers and say, how am I going to improve? We're also going to talk about lifestyle. We're going to talk about trips that you want to go on, vacations that you want to go on, experiences that you want to create for your family. And we want to make sure that this is a very, very holistic way of looking at business planning for 2025. So what I'm wanting to do is set the framework for the road ahead and get you really thinking and get you clear. Chris B, I'm going to save our conversation for Monday because Chris has a lot to contribute because he was at a very cool mastermind yesterday that was exclusive, and I want to give it all the time that it needs. So you guys, I appreciate you being here. Take ownership of your life and your business. This is your responsibility. I'm here for support. If you need anything, and I threw it out there, you guys think you're busy? In 3 days, I had 31 meetings. I got to go to bed early. I got to do my thing with my family afterwards. I don't feel burnt out. but I threw it out there, and I'm saying that because if you guys want to get on my calendar, then get on my calendar. I don't mind going back-to-back appointments. Get on my calendar if you need additional support. Call eliasastuto.com. You guys, we're right at our hour mark. I appreciate you more than you'll ever know. Remember what the people said about you and how you're impacting the lives of the people that are around you and that are in your circle or in this group. As always, keep it moving towards your dreams, goals, and visions, and go out there and have an amazing weekend. Peace.
Peace.